Sup? Rhino, Survival Skills 101. Out here camping, because that's what I do. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to light a fire today. And I'm going to show you a product called Fatwood. Yeah, I like Fatwood. Yeah, baby, let's check it out. Alright, before the Rhino starts to catch the forest on fire, what he wants to do is show you the products from the Fatwood company. This is the Fatwood, I guess, basic stick, if you will, one of their thicker sticks. And if you can see in here, what sets this apart from a regular stick is the pitch quality that's in this stick right here. And basically what pitch is resin that is collected in this stick. This bad boy is hard as a rock, and if you can look and see, I'll see if I can get it closer, you can see all of the resin right in here. This looks like a rock, that a petrified rock is what I want to say. It's got that quality to it of just that hardness. And what makes this so good is this resin is very flammable. It's all natural. They don't add anything to it. It's just the resin in this stick. When it catches fire, it just goes up really easily. So this is one of the products from Fatwood. Here is another product. Maybe we'll call this the sports car version, a sleeker version of this. And what they've done is they've just cut these into little small sections. I want to tell you this. This is great for your bug out bag. If you can see, it's lightweight, this will break easier, and it catches fire just as good as this big stick right here. The last one I want to show you is, we'll call this the SUV of the Fatwood line. And what it is sawdust that they've collected when they cut the stumps out. It's sawdust that they have picked up, and then they bundled it together and they put paraffin wax around it, and this lights, I don't know, for about 6 minutes. Fatwood is obviously the name of the company, but Fatwood refers to old southern slang. It's like fatwood or fat lighter, and basically what that means is it's the very best burning wood in the pine tree. Now, where is the very best burning wood in the pine tree found? It's found in the stump of the pine tree. You cut the pine tree down, and that's where all of the resin is. Over the years, the resin came down into the base of that pine tree, in the stump of that pine tree. And what the Fatwood company does is they cut the pine tree, and then they cut out the stump, and there you have the Fatwood itself. So when we're talking Fatwood, it's resin-filled wood of a pine tree. Now you're going to ask me, well, Rhino, it looks like kindling to me. Why do I care? The reason you want to care is if you have a bunch of kindling, sure, you can start a fire. But it's the resin inside this wood that makes it such an awesome fire-starting tool. You only need a little of this in your bug-out bag, where you would need a lot of kindling to be able to start that same fire. So it's very economical to use. I like the Fatwood company because I kind of think they're eco-friendly. They have a 3-to-1 pledge, I think it's called, where every pine tree they cut down, they plant 3 new ones. They don't waste any part of the pine tree whatsoever, even the sawdust, and they also don't hurt any endangered pine tree at all. And I think that's pretty cool. Where can you find Fatwood? Well, you can go to fatwood.com if you want to. It's fatwood.com. Or you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Eddie Bauer. There's a lot of stores that carry Fatwood. And so go check it out. They also make the claim that Fatwood will burn when it's wet. Well, you know what? The Rhino is going to put that to the test. Let's see it. Okay, I have had this Fatwood sitting in this cup for about 30 minutes now. So this has been inside of here. I want you to see that it's in the water. As you can see, it's wet right here. Now what the Rhino's going to do is he's going to light this and see if it'll catch. Okay, as you can see, this Fatwood stick is wet. It's been sitting, like I said, for about 30 minutes. Before I get started, I want to show you my charade knife. I paid $5 for this a couple years ago. I have a lot of knives. I destroy them. These cheap knives like charade, I think, are one of the best values that you can get. Just saying. Anyway, we want to light this. Now, I could light this just like it is, but I think it would take a lot longer. So what you want to do is you want to take your knife, and you just want to fuzz this up. We just want to get this all nice and hairy. Why we do that is because we're just getting under the wet the wetter part of this wood, and we're also getting to the resin a little bit more, and it should help light it up a little bit. You want to get the edges right here as well. Alrighty. Now, this should take about a minute to light up, depending on the wind here, and I hope I don't screw this up. However, you'll see that it'll start to bubble over, and when it starts to bubble, then you know you're onto something. Alright, so here we go. Wearing these gloves so I don't burn my fingers. Now this will light a lot quicker when it's dry, obviously, but that's not what we're doing here. We're trying to see if it will light when it's wet. This has the best smell in the entire world. I tell you what, this is one of my favorite smells of Fatwood. It smells awesome. Alright, it's starting to bubble oil over here. See if it's lit up. It wants to. Oh, there it goes. Look at it bubbling right there. Look at that. Let's give it a little bit more. Okay. So there we go. This bad boy will light when it's been sitting in water for 30 minutes. Okay, now we're going to build a fire. I stole this idea from JJ over at Reality Survival. He had a video on this. I thought it was really awesome, so I stole it from him, but I'm going to take credit for it. So what you have to do is you have to have some big rocks. What these big rocks do is allow for oxygen to mingle with the wood that you're trying to burn. It's very important. The reason that people don't start very good fires is because there's not enough oxygen. And then they got to sit there and blow on it and get it going. Well, if you have a nice tall rock, when the wood goes on there, it's going to create oxygen flow that will help you burn your wood a lot better. Also, you need a flat rock. Now, I looked around and I could not find a flat rock, believe it or not, and I wasn't going to go hiking for a mile. So basically what I did was I found a smaller rock and I just dug it into the dirt. You could also, if you needed to, use a Pepsi can or something like that if you had one with you. But a nice flat rock right here, and basically what this does is it turns the heat back up towards the wood that you're trying to burn. Now, I have just 3 piles of wood, all right? They're kind of skinny. All I need is 3. You know, if you have it where you do gradual amounts of wood, that's fantastic. But for this method, you only need 3 piles. So I'm going to show this, and we are going to light a fire. Now, I am going to use this Fatwood right here. This is the Fatwood Rip and Burn. I just broke it in half. This would be great for a bug out bag because it has all that resin in there, all that pitch that will start this fire. So I'm going to use this. Okay, let's get this bad boy going. Before I start, I just want to say I'm going to be using a Bic lighter for this. Now, I know you want me to use a flint, but it's a little hard to light Fatwood with a flint. All right, having said that, you should always have 3 forms of fire making when you go hiking or camping. Bring a lighter, bring some matches, bring a flint, that's fine, but have 3 different forms, because if this runs out of butane, it's going to get awfully dark in the middle of the night. So make sure that you always go prepared. Now I'm going to light this, and then I'm going to put it right here, and I just put some grass down. So we're going to get this lit, put the grass down, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the wood. So here we go. It's always good just to light it all the way down the side too. Oh yeah, that's taking right off. Just try to hold it a minute so it burns up the side. Alright, so I'm just going to put this right on here. Let it sit for a minute. So, what I'll do is I'll just put some grass on top of it right here. Just kind of get it going a little bit. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this big bunch of sticks right here. I'm going to open it up, and then I'm just going to place it right here on this rock, right over the top of it. Alright, and there it goes. Now the thing you want to do is you want to have patience in the fire. Let it burn for a while. It's cool. It's not going to hurt anything. People get it all in a hurry and then they put more wood on the fire and there's not enough oxygen, and that's why fires go out. So basically you just let it burn. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do is, instead of putting it back on here this way, I'm going to turn it on its side so that it makes a crisscross pattern. I always want to open this up just to get some more oxygen and then just basically drop it right on the fire. Let it burn for a while. Oh, took right off. Alright, now the last one. We want to take it this time, and instead of going this way with it, we want to put it back diagonally the way we did it the first time. Open it up a little bit to get some air into it, and then just nicely drop it right on the fire. And there you go. You have a nice solid fire. Thank you, JJ, for showing that on your video. Really appreciate it. One thing I want to add when getting wood is that people will go and they'll gather wood and they think that they'll have enough. And typically what happens is that they run out in the middle of the night or however long they want the fire to go. So here's a rule of thumb that I always use. I go out, get as much wood as I think I'm going to need, and then I go get 20% more. Because it's always easier to have leftover wood than not have enough wood, and then you got to go scavenge for it when it's dark outside. So just a thought for you. Come on, baby, light my fire. Okay, corny I know, but hey, I had to do it. Anyway, that's Fatwood. Fatwood.com. Get it at Home Depot's, Lowe's. Good stuff. Hey, if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. Share us with your friends. I'm the Rhino for Survival Skills 101. Are you prepared to look forward? Try to set the night on fire!